Hello, liebe Leute, and welcome to this episode of the Reading Reisende. Today, I want to talk about lightning and creative potential. And so, how is lightning formed? Lightning, and very basically, lightning is formed from the ice droplets in clouds colliding, rubbing into each other, creating heat and static electricity, and then that electricity that builds up with all of these ice particles rubbing against each other, it needs a release, and it comes down in the form of lightning to the earth. And there are cases where lightning can come from the ground up, but that will be covered a different day. The main thing is that ice, these tiny ice particles in the sky and the clouds, coming together, ice creating heat, which creates electricity, so much so that it comes in this powerful form of heat, of electricity to the earth, and then creates thunder. And pens go flying everywhere. Okay, so, knowing me, I want to bring this to the runes. Bringing the symbols to the runes. Runes are of nature. Nature are of runes. So, when two opposing forces, ice and fire, come together to create lightning, canas, fire, Isa, ice, fire, Isa, elemental opposites. And remember that it was the fire and the ice in Gunungagap, the great void, that was the dawn of creation. And so when fire, when Kenas meets Isa, when fire meets ice, Kenas turned on its opposite. You get Sowulo, which is the sun, but it also represents lightning. Lightning, Sowulo. And I'll draw it again. Isa, ice. Isa, ice. Kenas, fire. Fire as its opposite. You also get Thurisas, thunder, Thor's hammer, Mjolnir, which creates thunder. Thurisas. Okay, we have the elements, we have the symbols. What is the practical application? How do we bring it to earth? How can you use the opposing situations, forces, relationships. How can you use that opposition to transform into creative potential, which is represented by the lightning? Using that intense energy from coming into contact with something that is uncomfortable to then use that as creative potential instead. How are you using that opposition of two opposing forces, which is creating, it's creative potential energy? Using that, redirecting that, how do you bring that into creation, into Kanungagap? Because the great void, again, is that moment, is the moment. You direct the lightning, direct the lightning, direct the lightning. Thunder. What is the creative output of that creative potential? Thor's hammer. Dorisas. Thor's hammer, that which harnesses the energy of lightning, which again is created from the transformation of the energy that arises from opposition. Example, fire and ice in the clouds, ice creating heat to create something of potency. Thunder. Right. There's more, but I will make a separate video on this. To be continued. Ciao for now.